Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. Today is Tuesday, July 7th, 2015. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, Tennessee motorists need to make sure their insurance is up to date. A challenger to U.S. Representative Scott Desjardins in next year's election has raised some substantial money. 2 Manchester hospitals have merged, and the play Rent opens this week at the South Jackson Civic Center. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
Hello, my name is Ray Norris. I'm a candidate for Alderman in the August 6th election. I'm a 49-year resident of Tullahoma and understand the needs of our city. I have an aerospace business background and worked for Microcraft for 31 years, helping grow that company from a 25-man regional machine shop to a nationally recognized company with over 700 employees. After retiring from Microcraft, I started my own consulting business and have been very active in civic and service organizations, including Rotary, in which I served as district governor for the eastern half of the state. As your alderman, I'll strive to bring new industry and retail business to our city. I'll be accessible and responsive. I'll listen to your concerns and I'll help you find solutions to your problems. I'd be honored to have your vote and serve as your alderman. Thank you.
It's new car discount season at Stan McNabb Chevy, and we have prices that'll beat anybody else. New vehicles up to $17,000 off. Check out this brand new 2015 Chevy Sonic, only $14,600. Chevy, Buick, GMC, Cadillac. Stan McNabb has all the new car brands you love in one location. And don't forget, we'll match or beat any dealer's price or give you a check for $500. And check us out online or schedule your service at stanmcnabb.com.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Mont Eagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
Welcome back. A new state law that took effect last Wednesday ups the minimum fee from $100 to $300 for not carrying proof of auto insurance. The higher fine is the first of 3 major changes to be rolled out over the next year as part of legislation adopted by Tennessee lawmakers this year to crack down on the estimated 660,000 uninsured motorists in the volunteer state. The new law also makes it a Class A misdemeanor with punishments up to 11 months and 29 days in jail and or up to $2,500 in fines for knowingly providing false proof of insurance. State Representative William Lamberth of Cottontown sponsored the financial responsibility law, which passed in the spring. He said the aim is to make paying for auto insurance cheaper than driving without it. Representative Lamberth said, quote, "The hope is that folks will live within the boundaries of the law. It's cheaper to be legal rather than illegal," end quote. According to the Insurance Information Institute, the average annual cost of carrying auto insurance in Tennessee is around $630 per year.
A Murfreesboro lawyer who will challenge 4th District Republican Scott Desjardins in next year's Republican primary says he's raised nearly $750,000 for the campaign. Grant Starrett says his Federal Election Commission report due July 15th will show collections of more than $721,000. The California native describes himself as a constitutional conservative and a lifelong conservative activist. The South Pittsburgh incumbent is serving his 3rd term in Washington. Desjardins narrowly won the 2014 Republican primary, beating Shelbyville challenger Jim Tracy by just 38 votes district-wide. The Chattanooga Times Free Press reports Tracy, a state senator, has not ruled out another challenge. The 4th District includes Bedford, Franklin, Warren, Grundy, Rutherford, and Moore counties.
After a decade of legal wrangling and bureaucratic infighting, 2 competing Manchester hospitals have merged. Unity Medical Center was formed recently as the former United Regional Medical Center moved from its MacArthur Drive location to the Medical Center of Manchester facility on Interstate Drive. Some limited tests will still be offered at the old United Regional location. Investors bought the county hospital 13 years ago. They repeatedly attempted to get state approval approval to expand the facility, a move that was challenged by the Medical Center of Manchester and Hardin Regional Medical Center. Both hospitals first announced the merger in September.
A man charged with allegedly threatening a Coffee County deputy with a knife last month will be subject to a grand jury review in August. Robert Rawson, age 35, of Manchester, has been charged with aggravated assault following the incident outside Concord Baptist Church off Highway 55 between Manchester and Tullahoma on June 11th. Authorities say Rawson was shot twice by a deputy after he produced a knife and advanced towards the officer. The deputy says he feared for his life during the confrontation. Last week, a General Sessions Court judge lowered Rawson's bond from $500,000 to $75,000. The Tullahoma News reports the assault charge has been bound over to next month's grand jury session.
2 Tennessee abortion clinics did not have to shut down on July 1st after a federal judge issued a temporary restraining order. The Nashville Tennessean reports U.S. District Judge Kevin Sharp issued an order that blocked the state from enforcing a new law requiring clinics to be licensed as ambulatory surgical treatment centers. The clinics claimed in a hearing there was no way they could obtain the license in time to comply with the new law. The ruling affects the Women's Center in Nashville and the Bristol Regional Women's Center. The larger lawsuit includes a third clinic in Memphis and challenges 2 other abortion laws. One requires a 48-hour waiting period before abortions. Another requires physicians performing abortions to have admitting privileges at a nearby hospital.
We'll be back in a moment with more Newsleader on 6.
Trucks, trucks, and more trucks. Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester is your home for both new and pre-owned trucks. We have a huge selection of over 200 trucks to choose from. Check us out on the web at russellbarnett.com and view our great selection. We are your truck headquarters, and we want to be your one-stop shop. That's Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester, your truck headquarters. Trucks, trucks, and more trucks. Why buy anywhere else?
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. The play Rent opens this week at South Jackson Civic Center. Newsleader's Peggy Burton spoke with the director and some of the cast members.
I am pleased today to have on the set with me some of the cast members from Rent and the director, Rob Allen. Hi, Rob.
Hi, Peggy.
Let's see you every once in a while, don't I?
Every once in a while I get up this early.
I'm going to let you introduce your cast members, if you don't mind.
All right, I've got Carolyn Graham, and she plays one of our Mimis, double cast, and Zach Collins, who is the stage manager, and Will Rudder, who plays one of our Rogers and is the assistant director.
I think it's neat that you double cast. That way everybody gets a chance to, you know, be in a main part.
It's sort of amazing that with this show, as difficult as it is, we were able to double cast.
I would say.
We were able to hit all those roles, like on a football team, 2 deep. And you don't always have that kind of talent.
But you have how many in the cast?
I think we figured about 50. About 50.
And they seem to be from all over the place, not
They're
just
from
Tullahoma.
Everywhere. Nashville, Murfreesboro, Manchester, Johnson City.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we've got a whole cast who just.
Oh yeah, Emily Barnes' group.
One of the former Pack kids is in Johnson City now, and she stage managed a production of Rent, and they closed last weekend, and we thought, why not do a partnership? And so they're coming down, and they're going to be in our ensemble just to
their singing.
Yeah, just to give us more vocal power.
And it's especially since Emily is a Tullahoma girl, and that's a nice pair-up.
And we're going to bring them here, and they're going to spend money here,
Yeah.
and generate tax revenue here.
Exactly. And so let's tell everybody about when it opens, and Zach?
Who's got it?
Okay, well, we July 10th is our first opening. We run to 10th, 11th, 12th, and the 17th, 18th, and 19th.
And the Sundays are matinees?
Sundays are matinees. They start about 2 o'clock. Yes, ma'am. Oh, no.
2:30.
2:30.
And there's a change on the show time that we usually do. We are starting this show at 8
instead of 7:30.
Instead of 7:30, just so people know that it's not a packed show. You don't come by accident. You should be informed about the themes and the material.
So you're addressing some of that during the 7:30 time period. Is that what's happening?
No, it was just to give the audience that sense that, okay, there's something a little different going on here.
A little bit more mature audience, I would say. And I know you have an art show exhibit.
Yeah.
And so people can come early enough to see that.
Yeah, if they come in at 7:30, there's a photographer from Los Angeles called Joe Polchevic, and he does a lot of outreach work with homeless youth. And a friend of mine was murdered in March, and he had photographed her.
Wow.
And I got in touch with him, and I said, these photographs are just incredible. Could you bring them out here? So he has, over the last month, been traveling in an RV, photographing as he goes, and processing prints in different cities. And he's supposed to arrive on the 5th, and he's going to photograph our cast. And there's a big slideshow, multimedia extravaganza with it.
How nice to have a friend that will do that for you.
I've never met him.
I know, but so what time will the doors actually open? So if anybody wants to come at 7?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, so they can see the exhibit and wander around. You want to tell a little bit about the price of tickets and how to get tickets?
You want me to do it? Okay.
Yeah.
So tickets are $15 with a service charge of $1, so the total is $16.
I know that's a new thing that people aren't quite used to yet, but it's costly to print the tickets. So
it goes with the ticket price, and it's just part of our new ticketing program and how it works and everything.
The beauty of that, you can get your tickets ahead of time, so you don't have to stand in line.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to southjackson.org. Okay, southjackson.org, and there's a link there for all of our upcoming shows and the ticket prices and everything on there.
And I think there's not a youth price because
because
15 across the board.
It's 15 across the board.
And anyone under 18 needs to be accompanied by a parent or a legal guardian.
A legal guardian, and that's a good way to do this, because some parents don't mind and a few do, so that keeps everything above board. That's good. We're running out of time, so any last words, everybody?
Come see it, you won't be disappointed.
Absolutely. Great cast, great show.
And remember, it opens on the 10th. Ticket price is 15 plus 1, and don't miss it. It's a great opportunity. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Peggy.
And you too, Rob.
We'll be right back right after these messages.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors, and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Cove Lake, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Martin Weakley, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, Rugby in the Big South Fork, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor, too, when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. John Gray spoke recently with a local videographer who has definitely taken the art to the next level. Let's watch.
I have a gentleman with me this morning, Mr. Joe Marler, and Joe owns a company called, look at that hat, Dynamic Images right there. And if you've seen video about stuff around town, like about the swimming pool construction, or he's done one on the football and baseball stadiums and all kinds of different things. Joe Marler right here is the one who's doing that. And Joe, thanks for coming on and visiting with us this morning.
Great. Thank you, John, for inviting me over.
Well, drone technology. How in the world did you get involved with this?
Well, for years I've been flying remote control helicopters. And about 3 years ago, I got into flying what's called a multi-roller, which is essentially a helicopter with more than one propeller. So in this case, this is a platform that has 4 propellers. We call it a quad rotor. The media calls it a drone. But essentially, it's called a quad because it has 4 motors with 4 propellers.
And so you started doing that, and then you decided to attach a camera to it?
I did. As I began to fly, I would begin to think, well, you know, I'm into some pretty interesting places, and there's some really unique scenery here. Wouldn't it be cool to get a bird's eye view of where I fly? So I got a GoPro camera and stuck it on the bottom of my quad, and been able to get some really good perspective of some really good Tullahoma landmarks.
Well, I'll tell you what let's do right now. Let's go, here's something you did right here over at Russell Barnett's.
Yeah, I was able to talk with Keith and get his permission to capture this giant flag, and this is truly a landmark to Tullahoma. This is something that everybody sees as they enter Tullahoma from Manchester. This flag is truly a staple of Tullahoma.
Right.
So I spoke with Keith last week and got his permission, was able to put together this video that features the Star Spangled Banner flying over his lot there on Highway 55. It's just as you come into Tullahoma. So.
And that's great, seeing as how we have the 4th of July weekend coming up. But that gives our audience a perspective of what you can do with this machine. And I've noticed that you did some stuff for Vanderbilt for air flight.
I did. I was able to capture the live flight helicopter and get the flight crew on video. I was able to do a orbit around the helicopter with the quadcopter and produce a really good video for Vanderbilt. Yeah, the opportunities for this platform are endless. Anywhere you can imagine having a camera, imagine having a camera in the air. We're used to, as photographers, always having a camera stuck to our face. But this gives you an advantage to take a camera up into the air at great distances and some very unique angles and give you perspective that you weren't able to get just a few years ago. So the opportunity for this platform is really just beginning to open up.
What type of stabilization does this camera, does it have a certain type of stabilization device on it?
It does. It has what's called a gimbal underneath the quadcopter. So it not only houses the camera, but it also keeps the camera steady. I'm going to cut it on here so we'll get a perspective of what it looks like. It'll take it a couple minutes to warm up. But one of the things you'll see is the camera begin to adjust itself and look for center.
And so that thing, no matter what's happening up in the air, it has a stabilization that keeps it to where that video is
correct. I'll lift it up here and I'll just tilt it, and you can see how the camera stays steady. The camera stays parallel to the floor. Yeah,
that's just really cool.
So as I'm turning it in the air, the camera stays horizontal.
Right.
So that's a feature of the gimbal, and I have a number of controls on the radio. I can make adjustments while it's in the air, and I can change the angle of the camera to get a different perspective or a different shot from the air.
That's just really cool. How does someone get in touch with you if they want you to do some work for them?
The easiest way is through Facebook or through my website, which is dynamic-images.com. I'm easily contacted that way, and we'll respond to email pretty quickly.
Well, folks, this is Joe. It's Dynamic. It's Dynamic. What is Dynamic Images? You go online and look him up, because I guarantee you he has all kinds of video on there on your Facebook page and on YouTube that they can see and get an idea of what you can do and how you can accomplish it. And you can give him a call and he can come take care of you, all the stuff you need. You have a piece of property you want to sell, you have a home you want to sell, you want to show, the great panoramic views around it. This man right here can do it.
Thank you, John.
All right, Joe, thanks for being on, buddy.
We'll be right back with more Newsleader on 6.
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Welcome back. The Tullahoma Parks and Recreation Department recently held a disc golf tournament at the Rotary Disc Golf Course. John Gray stopped by and brings us this report.
Yeah, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm with H.B. Clark here today at the Sunrise Rotary Disc Golf Course, and you having a tournament today, sir?
Oh, yeah, we're having a Professional Disc Golf Association tournament. We've got just a little under 90 players playing in about 10 different divisions, so have a good crowd today.
Well, who's came from the furthest away?
There's some guy from Utah, but we hadn't really figured him out.
But
that's his hometown. I don't know
several states around?
Yeah, you've got the usual suspects from, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia. So pretty much all the area around here.
And this is what is. I know it's not the first tournament y'all have had out here.
No, we had a grand opening tournament.
Right.
When we got started, and this is kind of the first major tournament where we had sponsors and drew people from a longer distance.
And you have some professionals playing out here today.
There's 20 people in the pro category.
Oh, that's great. And you're one of those as well, aren't you?
Yep, I'm playing with the pros. I'm not scared.
How many years have you been doing this?
A little over 40.
A little over 40 years playing disc golf.
Yeah, and professionally. I played before that.
And where do you live?
I live in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Bowling Green, Kentucky. Well, we certainly are proud to have you be involved with Tullahoma here, and I know you've been here since the start.
Yep, I was fortunate enough to design the course and work with the parks for years, finding the right piece of property. And this one came about with the school not using part of the land, and the school, the city, the Rotary all came together and made this happen.
Well, it's great, and it's a great addition to the fun things that can be done in Tullahoma. And I know I come by here often, and there's people out here all the time.
Yep, rain or shine, regardless of the weather, there's always half a dozen cars in this parking lot, so it's gone over really well.
Well, plus if you don't have to stick a metal stick up in the air to hit something, it's a lot safer throwing a piece of plastic in.
Yeah, a piece of plastic rather than a little ball and a fulcrum. It is a little different game.
But there you go. Well, HB, thank you for doing what you do, and thank you for helping Tullahoma be successful with this.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
And don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Hannah Stovall and Samantha Waters, who will remind us about the Highway 55 Summer Festival taking place this weekend. Tullahoma City Schools Director Dr. Dan Lawson will come by to tell us about the new plans for Tullahoma City Schools this fall, and we'll talk with Josh from the Tullahoma Country Music Festival coming to South Jackson Civic Center on July 24th through the 26th. All that and more on this week's Living.
Stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
Serving you as a local firefighter.
Proudly served our country in the United States Air Force.
Serving Tullahoma.
Helping our kids.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop. Your comfort is our service. We'd like to thank Tullahoma for the privilege of serving your heating and cooling needs.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom. It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1930 at 101 degrees. The record low was in 1972 at 50 degrees. Average high on this day is 88 and the average low is 66. Tonight, look for cloudy with a chance of rain in your forecast with a low of around 72. Chance of storms expected on Wednesday with a high of 90 and a low of 69, and partly cloudy weather in your forecast for Thursday with a high of 90 and a low of 70. And that's our Newsleader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.